When it comes to campers, it's clear that there's a world of choice almost as wide as the world of cars altogether. But what we're looking at today is the latest offering by Australian camper specialist Trakka, the Akuna A2M. Whether it's your first camper or whether you've been looking at something that's in this exact size bracket, I've just spent 2 nights camping in this one, so I'll be able to walk you through all of the details. But before we get to all of that, did you know that CarsGuide splits all of its reviews into lifestyle segments? We've got Family Guide, we've got Urban Guide, and the full written review for the Akuna A2M will live over on Adventure Guide along with other reviews like it, so make sure you check out the site for that. Also, if you're enjoying our videos, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons on YouTube to stay up to date with all of our latest content.
Now, first things first, the A2M is Trakka's latest introduction based on a mid-wheelbase Volkswagen Crafter. In Trakka's range, it sits above the VW Transporter-based Trackadoo and below the off-road focused Mercedes-Benz Sprinter-based Jabiru. Wearing an MSRP of $150,000, this mid-wheelbase model is self-contained, meaning it has all of its own plumbing, power, cooking amenities, as well as freshwater and wastewater storage.
Now I could just list all of this thing's many features, but seeing as though I've spent 2 days camping in it, it might be better just to show you. Come have a look. Immediately up here, we've got a dining area, which is your driving area, but it converts thanks to these smart captain's chairs, which turn all the way around, and a fold-out table here, which has cool little mug slots for the matching Trakka mugs which come with it. Then, standard fitment here is a microwave and fridge. And over this side, you've got a kitchenette as well, which features a pop-up sink, water filter, and cooktop. Now, if you come in the whole way, you'll notice something really cool. It's over 1.9 meters tall inside, so I can stand upright pretty much anywhere inside this thing, which is excellent. And over here, you have a fully contained bathroom. So you've got a shower, hot water, and that sound is a toilet which slides out of the wall. Trakka tells me that's a specially patented feature. How do you get hot water, I hear you ask? Well, that's really cool too.
Trakka has made the Akuna a single fuel source vehicle, meaning it has plumbed the Crafter's diesel fuel tank for a water heater. Not only that, but the standard stovetop is a diesel burner too. I have to say, on our camp weekend, it did take quite a while for the water to heat up, so you'll probably want to take your time. And the heated tank is just 10 litres, so you'll probably want to keep your showers short.
Having the stovetop on diesel does create some strange side effects. The first of which being the moment you light it, it starts to make the cabin smell of burning diesel, which isn't the most pleasant smell in the world. The second is when it starts to heat up, which again takes a while, this whole benchtop area around here starts to get really hot. Near the top end, I actually put a plastic cup down and it started to melt, which is something you might want to watch out for. Thankfully though, Trakka do offer an induction stovetop cooking option. It's well priced, it's safe, it doesn't smell of anything, and honestly, if you're spending this much money, just get it. It will be better.
Power comes by the way of a secondary lithium-ion battery, which is charged either by the engine or a 200-watt solar system. Monitoring and controls are tidily stored away in one location too. When off the mains, power can last up to a few days without extra input depending on how you use it and how cold you want your fridge to be.
Now all of your bedding questions answered. Trakka call this bed here a double, although it isn't quite full length. I'm 182 centimeters tall and I don't quite fit crossways in the cabin here, even though they've pushed out this window a little bit. I do have to bring my legs up. Now, what surprised me is even though this mattress is thinner than you might expect, it's actually quite comfortable. It is built for durability though, so if you're used to maybe a softer mattress at home, you might want to bring with you a mattress topper just to add that little extra bit of comfort.
Underneath is a storage area, which is big but perhaps not giant for longer journeys, and Trakka have fully thought of the Australian climate, meaning fly nets on almost every window aperture, as well as diesel-powered air conditioning. All the lights are power-saving dimmable LEDs. There are USB charging points as well as household power outlets strategically placed throughout the cabin.
Now on top of that $150,000 starting price, we also have a few options other than the already mentioned induction cooktop. Our car is fitted with the Alfresco pack, which includes this outdoor heated shower system, this clip-on bench here, which you can sit with chairs and have some dinner, and it also comes with a little sinkette sort of thing. And on top of the roof as well, it also comes with a extended power supply for the solar power system.
The Trakka alloys replace the VW ones at a price, and you can also option a VW Plus pack, which puts all of the crafter's active safety items together with the Trendline styling pack.
Not fitted to our car are a series of premium interior upholsteries and a tow bar. What you might want to keep an eye out for though is your GVM. The Akuna, all said and done, weighs in at almost 3 tons, leaving you just over 600 kilos for your payload capacity.
A quick word on dimensions. The A2M is just under 6 meters long, just over 2 meters wide, and almost 3 meters tall, which should keep you out of most multi-story car parks. Which brings us to the drive experience.
So the good news is, if you've driven anything from a crafter like this to a Golf, everything in here will be pretty familiar. That means nice touch points, ergonomic use of things like the multimedia screen and all the rest of it, and as well, you get the bonus edition of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Visibility out the front, as you might imagine, is really good with these massive windows. But out the back, well, that's a different story. You've only got a tiny portal of a window, and while it's easy enough to see if a car is behind you, a motorcycle, not so much. The Crafter's 2-litre 4-cylinder diesel engine is adequate for dealing with the Akuna's bulk. But obviously it's no athlete, so there's a lot of sticking to the left lane when you're on the freeway. You do feel its weight and its length in the corners and its relatively high center of gravity, and that is especially true when it comes to looking after the rear of the car, which can be quite unsettling. Understanding as well that it's a commercial offering, there is a fair bit of noise and there's just fittings rattling around and all sorts of stuff like that, but what do you expect? Now, if you are spending this much on a camper already, just tick that safety box, as things like adaptive cruise control and the blind spot monitoring system will be a godsend on those longer freeway drives. And a last thing to remember, the Akuna is a front-wheel drive only offering, so that might be worth factoring in when you're picking your campground, and stay away from some of those more treacherous surfaces. So the Trakka Akuna A2M. It is pricey compared to some camping options, but then you could really sustain some long distance touring in it with just a little bit of planning. You will need to keep an eye on not only your GVM, but also a relatively long options list just to make sure you get the exact right vehicle for you. But that having been said, it was still the envy of other campers on our test weekend.